Hey, I'm Mark Goodman.
And I'm Alan Light.
On today's podcast, in celebration of International Guitar Month, Pete Townsend of The Who will join us.
Pete went deep with us into his relationship with the guitar and with music in general, the new Broadway version of Tommy. He clarified the status and the future of The Who, and much, much more.
Sound Up with Mark Goodman and Alan Light, the only music podcast that matters. Get it on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, yo, what's good? Check it out. This your boy, Elder Sensei, one half of the legendary Artifacts. You are right now in tune to my man, Tim Einenkel, at the library on rapstation.com. Let's get it popping, y'all. Artifacts. Peace, Elder Sensei. I'm out.
Backspin. Captain of the ship, Okaru Banzai. Master of the sword like Lee Mubai. In it for the cash and the flash and the gusto. Must flow aggressively to break in the dough. Take it all in.
Formerly of the influential hip-hop group Artifacts, legendary Elder Sensei joins me now on the library on rapstation.com to discuss his newest album with the Immortals Project called Rogue Agents. Hip-hop god Elder Sensei, thanks for coming on the show.
No doubt. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
When you released GT2 New World with the Polish production team, the Returners, you said in an interview that, quote, "The Returners and I made this record for all those who wish to be taken away from for an hour and just reconnect with the vibe of what good hip-hop is all about." So I'm just curious, can you, for yourself, can you define what good hip-hop music is to you? And then also, what's your take on today's hip-hop music versus what's considered the quote-unquote golden era?
Right.
And do you think we're closer to getting back to that golden era?
Okay, true. For me, good hip-hop is like, it has to be a certain standard that you got to, hold yourself to. And I think I'm always going to come back to what's different and now back when I started to today or as a listener growing up. But I think for me, good hip-hop is driving music, not to be bored. You want to take the listener on a ride, give something back at the same time and not to be selfish. The only thing is about, what you want to hear. But you got to understand that you catering to people, when from your first record to your last. So I feel like good music is the, keep the listener like on the edge of their seat, and that's the one thing I would say I like about Public Enemy music, and I think that's an ingredient in the music that me and Duke just did with this album. We try to have a diverse record and with different sounds, but everything to be, forceful. And when you listen to Public Enemy music, it was forceful, it was in your face, and that's how I grew up off of all of this kind of music, whether it be G-rap, whether KRS-One, all these people, they were all in your face when you listen to their music, when you listen to their words. It was like those words grab you because of the way they're saying it. So it's almost a testament to what you said earlier when people sound burnt out. I'm like, you got to sound clear. Your message got to be clear. Your voice got to be clear, and people take you more seriously than you would ever think if you was to keep that up. Because we all came from that, so I think you got to keep that up. And then beats got to be banging and not. I hate light music. I don't like light beats. I don't like something where I put it in everything. I'm hearing more hi hats than I'm hearing bottom. So it just. I want people to get in their car, and if they turn it up to 10, they're going to have to turn it down a little bit. That beat is cranking. It's things we can do in the studio to make it loud, and where the people got to be like, oh, okay, let me turn it down. But then they get to a level where they're comfortable. That's the same thing with hip-hop music. You get people to a point where they're comfortable with what you're saying because they're digging what you're saying.
Yeah, nice.
And I think the difference with music today compared to when we started is, like I said, everything is soft. Everything is unimaginative. Everything is like, I don't get it. Like, and people accept it. Like, I don't hate on nobody that's making money. Like, we all, that's a cliche to say that too, but I just feel like, man, like, for a lot of this stuff people be liking, I'm like, really? Come on. Like, you can't be serious. You know what I'm saying? We let a lot of years slide by with a lot of garbage. That's why it's hard right now for a lot of people to make records. And these industry people that's involved in music today, ain't never coming from where we came from in the beginning, or from when we would work when we were signed to labels. When we were signed to labels, people were working there that looked like us.
Right, definitely.
They I don't care what color you was, but they looked like they was at least as hip hop as you was.
Right.
That is gone today. Like now, everybody's a corporate hip hop dude that maybe grew up listening to it. They stuck them in the office. I've seen this go through years and years with this industry. So it's like people that's controlling the game still, like back in the day, putting out the garbage, but people letting it happen. I think radio DJs got a lot to do with the change of music too, because I know what y'all trying to do, but don't abandon, what I'm saying, what it's supposed to be. If you're going to do that, balance it out. That's all I say. I don't want to be at a party and hear all 90s music either, or all underground stuff, and I see people over there that's not like me getting bored and stuff. We got to cater to everybody. And that's what it is to go into being an artist, too. You got to cater to everybody that's listening now. But then I don't want to be subject to not being heard because you feel like, you ain't hot enough, or you are, from that era, or, come on, man. Like, good music is good music. Mm. And a lot of music today ain't as good as it used to be, and then that's when we get into the golden era. That's always going to be considered like from early 90s, even 88. I always got to start at 88. I go from 88, and then you stop at maybe like 98, 99, a little bit of 2000. Mm. But like after that, it's gone. So when you talk about the majority of the groups, like, can you realize there's like no hip hop groups right now besides like the Roots and like Wu-Tang here and there, and but now that's why we put subsidiary groups together, whether it be Wu Block. I love that. Mm. Wu Block, when Locks and Wu-Tang got together, I was like, see, that's people dudes getting smart.
Right, definitely.
That's when you get smart. But then but it's also because these young cats don't realize when they now walking around with flat tops and going to the thrift store buying clothes that we used to wear back in the 90s. I'm like, y'all realize y'all still walking around with dudes that's still making music from the 90s. So they might think we older, but we like dinosaurs walking around y'all right now, still making music, and y'all got to compete with us now. Because now the game is balanced out when you talk about the internet. And for golden era MCs and golden era music, the internet is like, I tell dudes, like, cherish that. Because if it wasn't for the internet, dudes like me, Bonds, like a lot of dudes, Lick Nuts, Alcoholics, and Beat Nuts making an album together, all of these dudes right now, if it wasn't for cats like you, if it wasn't for a lot of the like blog sites and blog and online radio shows, they have an outlet now to just like, if this DJ ain't gonna play it on the radio, I got my own show. I go on this stream, I go on this station here, and they can support it. So I feel like if as long as we able to work, go. That's why it's hard to call it golden era. I just say good music ain't gonna never be lost. But I would say from the era we from is just that music was just so like they can't and will never be able to duplicate that. They just need to let us make the music still. Like a lot of the dudes from the golden era still making music. So as long as they have an outlet to put the music out, people are able to get it. But it just still got to be, artists got to be responsible for what they're doing. But I don't think none of these people are going to be able to equate what we did in the 90s.
And it's definitely like what you said about, the lack of diversity in music and radio. It's just like you have that same kind of formula that a person's putting out for a single, and they're just going to constantly play that.
But then the label's telling me, like, the ladies want to hear the music. That's one thing different too today. A lot of the music that dudes are putting out is driven toward women. Where like you're not giving the woman a choice of what she should like, because you're making these so unquote female songs, or these you're taking the girl out. I'm gonna spend this money on you. I'm gonna do this. Those songs is cool, but it's like really, you're not giving the woman a chance to say, I can kid you not, and you probably can vouch for me on this. I remember when Last Days, Onyx, when that song came out, I remember going to the clubs, and I'm talking about when girls wearing DKNY clothing heavy, And they saw it, and when you can think of that video, and when they had the clothes they had on that video, I remember girls was like, I'm like, honestly, the grimiest dudes you can find on wax right now at that time. And girls was loving that song. Because they feel like you let them choose what they feel they need to like. You know, they find grimy dudes just as, look good looking as the dude that think he all, shiny.
Right, exactly. Yeah, true.
But it's just that you give them the choice. Like you look at when Wu-Tang first came out, ladies was loving them. Method Man came out, they was you couldn't tell nothing, girls nothing. But it's just also they didn't feel like you was just forcing something in their face. Like let me like what I'm gonna like without you feeling like. But now everybody's song is so soft.
Right.
It's so soft and driven to the little girls. I'm like, y'all barking right now.
Dude,
that's why they don't laugh. That's why they make on the conveyor belt and dudes like me doing interviews with you.
True. On this album, Rogue Agents, you work a lot, obviously, with Sadat X, and now you guys have a new album coming out called XL.
Yes, sir.
So, can you talk about when did you know you wanted to, or you guys wanted to do an album together? Also, was it during this album process? Or obviously, was it, you guys done stuff before? I know you guys have done stuff before. And also, what can you kind of tell us about the new album, XL?
Okay, well, me and X situation was almost the same as me and Duplicuts. We working with mutual people, and they was just like one day talking, and they brought it to my attention, brought it to X's attention. It wasn't like we wasn't thinking. I want to say we wasn't thinking about it, but it just like it came out of left field, and we was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. I mean, it won't hurt. And then one thing led to another, and then we just started snatching up beats. And I would say all of the beats we snatched up, we didn't do like a whole bunch of songs. And, every song we did do for this album, we sat together and wrote every song together.
Oh, wow.
No separate sessions, no synth space, no attachment files, nothing. And X say that in one of the songs, too. We sat there together. So a lot of the tracks that we brought to the table, he brought some tracks to the table. I agree. I brought some tracks to the table. There's a lot of new producers people don't know. There's a couple of familiar ones. We got 3 guest spots on the record. I want to tell you so bad. But I want to give y'all something to wait for a little bit. But everybody that's on the record that's guest appearing is from New York. So that's I can't say that. But I'm just very, very proud of this record that we're going to put out, and I think it's going to be more than what people are going to expect from me and X. The single is we just got mixed, so that's coming soon. We're going to be mastering that soon. We're going to try to put that out, release like February. We're going on tour in March to Europe, so we're trying to just get the build-up going and really pretty much go from the buzz that, Duke pretty much generated from the Immortals Project album and having Sadat on this record. I think, and it goes back to what I said about JR and Internal Quest. Sadat was a hired mercenary for this album. We like, yo, we need you for this record. We enlisted his skill to be on the song, on 2 songs, and him on the song with me. All that did was pretty much get the listeners ready. Like, if y'all like what we did on this right here and how we spitting on this, I guarantee you, when y'all hear this record, when y'all hear this album, man, a lot of people gonna be talking. It's not even because I'm on it. It's not. But when I listen to it, I'm totally convinced. Like, wow, we should have did this a long time ago. But
oh, wow,
it took us. We've been recording this really since 2011 because we've been touring and stuff like that, and I've been doing stuff and just me and Duplicuts doing what we were doing. So we didn't rush this project at all. We pretty much took our time. It really wasn't nothing to rush for, because it's still gonna be a big surprise to everybody. We just pretty much wanted to keep, putting it in everybody's head to remember since last year, yo, we're doing this record, don't forget. But we've been building it up. But I think people are going to be surprised, and a lot of people are going to be happy. Yes. A lot of people are going to be happy because, for dudes like us and pretty much my age group, a lot of my friends out here, a lot of people I know, when I tell them I'm doing the record, Sadat got so many fans. People really, really like him as an artist, and he's just a genuine dude, and you can't deny the dude's voice. But I'm telling y'all, I'm saying this right now, y'all hear me? This man is spitting hard on this album. I'm telling you, I'm like, woo, man. It's like, and I told him, yo, just be X, yo. And on this whole record, he's being himself. But I'm telling you, I guess because of the tracks, it's like a lot of things have stepped up, and I'm really, really excited to get this out there to y'all. And we're gonna be hitting the road this January and February, just putting the word out there. We're doing all this on our own.
Nice. Speaking of collaborations, and I obviously would get killed if I didn't ask this. I don't think I would literally get killed.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, you can expect my man Bumpy Knuckles on the joint, and you can expect my man AG Andre the Giant on the joint. And you can expect some new blood. My man Nutso, who was on the joint with me and Lost Pro on the Just Begun song, he's on the album as well. So those are the only 3 cats that's on the record. The whole rest of the album is me and Sadat to do every song.
Did you purposely limit the amount of features you would have on the album?
Yeah, because I think, when you talk about 2 artists from 2 different groups, I think you pretty much got 2 guest appearances right there.
Right.
It really would, spoil the record if we was to have people thinking that it was just going to be me and him and then have, a whole album full of guest features. I don't really think we needed that. So
you've obviously, you talked about what's next for you. What's the best way for, one, for listeners to continue to follow you, but 2, cop the Immortals Project, the Rogue Agents album?
Well, right now you can cop the Rogue Agents album on iTunes right now, and I think we are about to be on Amazon, but you can get it from the Bandcamp, or you can get it from iTunes, whichever one you prefer. You can get at me on Facebook, Elder Sensei. I got a fan page on there. We got an Immortals Project fan page on Facebook, so you can hit that up and like that. You can hit me up, Elder Sensei, on Twitter, ELDASENSEI. I'm up there. You can hit me on Instagram, Sensei from NJ. I'm on there too. If anybody want to get at me, if you follow me, just, it's not hard. Just, hit me up. I'm easy to get at.
Legendary El the Sensei, new album, the Immortals Project, called Rogue Agents. El, thanks so much for joining me today on The Library with Tim Einenkel.
Yo, thanks a lot, man. Yo, on behalf of Duplicuts, we want to thank everybody for supporting us with this project. Immortals Project, Rogue Agents is in your stores, it's online. And I appreciate all the love that y'all showed us for this project. And hopefully we can bring more music to y'all and, we keep the relationship going.
Yes. Feel this, yo, trust me. New things. Deliver special order. 2 verses are shorter. Push through 4 quarters, orderly, popping like mortars. Agenda push forward, bombarded every borough. To our proximity, some farming is very thorough. A shuttle rebuttal, spotted the trouble. I'm never subtle, the soft, the music made the cuddle. Mine is contrived, of live yelling aggression. Man talking depression in corner rap sessions. Quality control breath, past every label test. Time revamp the chant, cadence hitting every step. Bigger and better moves, orderly produced, vocally subdued. The sound you can't refuse. You're confused, we lock, brawl and abuse. Overhauling enthused, your yesterday's news. Two's company, chances and paper is laid in front of me. Part 2, in the studio, recording comfortably. Reset and reassess, ready as they evolve. Affirmative action, heavy and on the job. We musically on call, we giving it to y'all. Stay hard, intact, and steady abroad. Reset and reassess, ready as they evolve. Affirmative action, heavy and on the job. We musically on call, we giving it to y'all. Lyrically strong, it should be along. My heart and will is in it. No singing the gimmicks, just bringing a simple method, what it means to kill it. Free spirit, free reign, but never free admission. Compensated display skills on my formidable opponent. Use every component for special moments on stage or in the booth zoning. We burn the candle at both ends, focusing on make the song smoking and formulating a potion. This well suited for change to reinsert an image. Uncharted limits, pointing my views and premise. Rappers today are tragic, can't capture the magic. Appreciate and indulge on what it means to have it. I play the part and express myself naturally. Smashing, accurate and all around dashing. Immortalized, part 2, Duplicuts, Elder Sensei. Let's go. Reset and reassess, ready as they evolve. Affirmative action, heavy and on the job. We musically on call, we giving it to y'all. Stay hard, intact, and steady abroad. Reset and reassess, ready as they evolve.
Just in and so good. Thousands of spring deals at your Nordstrom Rack store. Save big today on new arrivals from Kate Spade New York, Nike, Sam Edelman, Free People, and Madewell, starting at only $30. Great brands and great prices on dresses, denim, sandals, designer bags, and more. So rack your look and get first dibs on spring styles you want now from just $30 at your Nordstrom Rack store. What will you find?
Hey, I'm Mark Goodman.
And I'm Alan Light.
On today's podcast, in celebration of International Guitar Month, Pete Townsend of The Who will join us.
Pete went deep with us into his relationship with the guitar and with music in general. The new Broadway version of Tommy. He clarified the status and the future of The Who and much, much more.
Sound Up with Mark Goodman and Alan Light, the only music podcast that matters. Get it on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.